Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in today. One thing that you might not know about me as a physical therapist and a multiple sclerosis certified specialist is that one of my favorite mobility aids is the Rollator. And the Rollator is a walker that has four wheels and typically a seat in the middle. And my favorite Rollators are the byACRE Rollators. So this is their newest one. It's called the Nordic Pioneer. And I am about to unbox it with you guys so that we can both see what it looks like, how it moves, how it's different from some of the other ones that byACRE has. So let's dive in. I did already cut all the pieces of tape around it just to make this video a little bit quicker. So I'm going to show you how to unbox it and what it looks like, all that good stuff. But one thing I want to point out before we even get to that point is look at the shape of this box. It is so unique and I absolutely love it. I feel like you can tell that there is a rollator on the inside of it. And I just think that is so unique. But what I will say is that when this was delivered to me, the delivery person dropped it off upside down. So this part was on the floor and this part was up in the air. And it actually was very evenly balanced. It looked like it could have stayed there forever. And that's how it was supposed to be displayed, which tells me how evenly distributed the weight is in this specific rollator. So I personally loved that feature and I was excited to see that it was able to balance upside down if it needed to be, which in real life situations it wouldn't, but I like that it's evenly distributed. Okay, so let's dive in. As I mentioned, I cut all of the pieces of tape. And so now there's just these flaps that I will take out. All right, I think I got all of the flaps. This looks like it's going to be so easy. Oh my gosh. Check this out. You literally can open it like a door and the rollator is sitting right on the inside. It rolls out. Can we get any better than that? Oh my gosh. Oh, I love this color. So I did not know what this was going to look like before unboxing it. And oh my gosh, I love the color. This is a completely different material from any of their other rollators, or really any other rollator I've seen. I can't wait to show this to you more up close. It does come with this travel bag, which I'm going to put over to the side for now, and I'll show it to you a little bit later. Lastly, before we go any further, I just want to say how easy this is to use. Obviously, you just saw me roll it right on out of the box. I just love how all of byACRE's rollators are fully assembled, ready to use right from the box. You literally don't have to put anything together. It's good to go. Okay, so let's dive into this. First of all, I'm just going to point it out right away. Super lightweight, just like all of byACRE's other rollators, very lightweight and evenly distributed, which is awesome. It comes in handy so much, especially if you're someone who uses a rollator getting in and out of a car. You need to put it in and out of your car. If you're using it to climb stairs, step up on a curb, it's so easy to just lift and move with you. Also, foldable. I love how small these rollators get when they fold. They're so easy to store. Okay, so let's get into the differences of this one versus some of their other rollators. The first thing that I'm noticing that looks like the biggest difference is the material. And I did some research before actually opening this, and I did see that the frame is made out of a different material than any other rollator. The inside is a strong aluminum, but the outside is an EPP material that is scratch proof. And you can even see that it looks different. Let me bring it up closer and see if I can show you. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it almost looks a little bit like styrofoam. And it even feels softer too. So this is the EPP material that is scratch proof, bump proof. So basically you can't really nick it. So if you are someone who tends to run into things, or at least your rollator does, it might be a good fit for you. All right, let's open up the rollator and see how it moves. So it comes with this nice little latch if you do want to store it and keep it closed. I usually keep this off. However, this travel lock is really handy to keep around, especially if you want to keep the rollator closed while you're lifting it, or if you're traveling or transporting the rollator from one place to another, like into or out of a car, potentially even up or down the stairs. So don't throw this away. Definitely keep it around. You might find that you need it when you want to keep it closed. All right, let's see. It opens up nicely. You know, it looks a little wider. I'd have to look at the dimensions to see if it is wider, but it looks a little bit wider than some of the other rollators byACRE has. Brakes work perfectly. Really easy to maneuver in all directions. Awesome, loving that. And as I mentioned earlier, it is lightweight. It feels really light. It doesn't feel as light as the Carbon Ultralight, which is their lightest one. This one I believe is about 13 pounds, so still pretty easy to lift, especially with both hands. But the Carbon Ultralight is, I want to say 9 or 10 pounds. Don't quote me on that. So slightly heavier than that, but in the grand scheme of things, still very light and easy to move. This one looks like there are the adjustable handle heights. So let's see how that moves. So you press in, move it up. So these work just the same as their other ones. Press in and move it down. Let's measure it, make sure it fits my body. So the way to appropriately measure a rollator is to stand in front of it and bang your wrist towards the outside, and you want your wrist bones to be hitting the height of the handles. So it actually fits me well on this side, which is all the way down. This one, my bone is here, but the handle's here, so I have to lower the handle. So let's do that together. Perfect. So it works best for me on the lowest setting. I can't get over this color. I love this color. The frame, I love that it's still angled. The frame looks a little bit thicker. Again, it's lightweight, so it doesn't make it heavier or bulkier, but it does look a little bit meatier, a little bit thicker than some of their other rollators, specifically the Carbon Ultralight. The wheels look like a really good size. They look like they're nice and large. They look like an intermediate between the Carbon Ultralight and the Overland. The Carbon Ultralight is their lightest rollator. The Overland is the one that is meant to be used outdoors on all terrain. These wheels look like they could be used on lots of different terrain. And they're low friction, which is nice. They also feel like they'd be really great at absorbing shock, which is true for all of their rollators. This angle helps a ton with shock absorption, and these wheels are rubber, and that feels like they would be great for that. That's going to be really helpful so that as you're walking, especially on uneven terrain, you don't feel the shock in your arms and your neck, your elbows, wrists, shoulders, all of that. So it helps protect your body a bit more. We've got the forward facing handles, which is always such a great feature to have. That can really help with posture and alignment as you are standing towards the front of the rollator. It helps with back alignment, neck alignment, and posture in general. Let's see how it does when I sit on it. So I'm going to put the brakes on. Hold on and sit. Holds me sturdy just like the others. This one is feeling really comfortable. Overall, I would say the biggest difference between this new Nordic Pioneer compared to some of the other byACRE rollators is for sure the frame. The material here, again, the inside is strong aluminum, but the outside is the EPP material, which is scratch proof, and it just feels different. It feels lightweight. It does look a little bit thicker without adding weight, which is nice. So this frame is definitely a big difference. It does look a little bit wider. I'm actually going to go check this. Okay, so I've got my tape measure, so I'm just going to see exactly if my intuition is correct or not. So I'm going to go to the inside of this leg, over to the inside of this leg, and it looks like it's about 18 and a half inches. Now I'm going to compare it to the Carbon Ultralight. This is the Carbon Ultralight. Maybe someday I will do a review and demonstration of how each of the 4 rollators from byACRE are different, because I do have each 4 of them. But let's see if this is any different. So that one was 18.5. Let's see here. Oh no, this one's about 18. So just very slightly bigger, but as you can see, the frame on this Carbon Ultralight is much skinnier than the Nordic Pioneer. This seat on the Nordic Pioneer also looks a little bit wider, so I'm just going to measure that and see if that's actually true. So the front of it on the Carbon Ultralight is about 12 inches, and the back is about 14.5. Whereas the front over here is about 14 inches. So 12 on this one, 14 here. And over here, it's 16.5. So this seat is actually a bit wider than this one. So if you are someone who has used byACRE rollators in the past, and maybe it felt like it was too narrow for you, this one does appear to be a bit wider, at the very least in this seat area. So this might be a bit more comfortable for you. And because I have my tape measure out, let's just go ahead and see if the width of the handles are any different. Measuring from the inside of one handle over to the other, on the Nordic Pioneer, it is just shy of 18 inches. And over here, oh yeah, over here, it's just shy of 15 inches. So definitely going to be a bit wider for the Nordic Pioneer, which might be a perk for you if, again, if this one or one of the other rollators was a little bit too narrow for you. One other thing that you probably want to know about the Nordic Pioneer that is a definite perk is that it's much more budget friendly. This one at this time is $449 US. So a significant savings compared to some of the other byACRE rollators like the Carbon Ultralight, their Overland, and the Scandinavian. So that's a really nice perk. And just for the heck of it, let's see how it folds up. As expected, again, super lightweight, folds up pretty easily. And I do just want to try out the basket that came with it too. So let's see what this is all about. Interesting. This is a really interesting basket. It is like a canvas material on this side, a mesh material on the front, and it has these loops that will hook around the front of the seat. So let's see what it looks like. And then this drawstring to close it. Oh, I like that. That's nice. Okay, so my overall thoughts, I really like this one. Up until right now, the Carbon Ultralight has been my favorite, but this might take first place. I'm just really loving that it's a little bit wider, again, that it's still lightweight, and that this material is different. Maybe I just love the color. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But there's some ridges in this one. I'm just really liking this. If you're looking for any more information on the byACRE or any of their rollators, I will put the link down in the caption for you to go to their website and learn all of the information. But as far as my review goes, I'm really liking this one. I love that it's a little bit wider. I love the material of the outside, that the wheels are still shock absorbing, and that they're a good size, can be used on different terrains. There's lots of perks to this one. In my mind, it's kind of a mix of the Carbon Ultralight and their Overland. Carbon Ultralight is this one here. The Overland is the one that is meant to be used outdoors on all terrain. So this is a nice mix and in between. I hope you found this review helpful. As always, if you're looking for more exercises to improve your walking with or without a mobility aid and improve your strength, improve your balance, check out my YouTube channel and or my online MS wellness program, The Missing Link. And if you haven't already, please remember to press subscribe, like this video, and share it with a friend who may benefit from this information.